we have different products. Okay, the first one is Hyperion Financial Management, Hyperion Planning, Hyperion Strategic Finance, Hyperion Performance Scorecard, Hyperion Essbase. So these are all financial analytical modules. Like we are going to get the data from different ERP systems, and using these modules we can do the financial analysis, and we can do corrections to the data, and we can do the calculations to get the summary of the values, and finally we can see the summary of the information, and which will be useful to the management to understand better. So based on that information, they can make necessary decisions which are required for the business. So the first section, it is talking about financial analytical tools. Each tool has its own functionality. When it comes to Hyperion Financial Management, it is going to take care of preparing financial statements which are required for the organization. So we need to prepare the financial statement on periodic basis, or on daily basis, or on weekly basis, depends upon the business requirement. So the financial statements, it is going to contain like profit and loss account, balance sheet, net income statement, cash flow statements, funds flow statement, and these kind of statements we are going to prepare. One is for internal reporting, that is for internal management purpose, and we need to prepare these kind of statements as a statutory requirement as well. We need to submit these statements to the income tax department or SEBI. These kind of statutory bodies, like they'll be expecting the financial statements from the organizations. So using financial management, we are going to call it as a financial consolidation tool. It is going to get the data from different ERP systems, and after that we are going to execute some consolidations where it is going to give you the summary of the information. So using financial management, we can get the consolidated values, and these values are useful to understand the business status. When it comes to planning, Hyperion Planning, the first module, Hyperion Financial Management, it is the core concentration will be the actual data. When it comes to the planning part, we are going to use the planning module to prepare budgets or forecasts or different kinds of data according to the business requirement. Here we are not going to have the much concentration on actual data. Based on actual data, we are going to prepare the budgets and we are going to prepare the forecasts. Budget is the target business information. So when it comes to actual, it is the data coming from the current business operations. Like for example, if I am running a supermarket and if I get the information for the month of May, that is the current data and that is the actual data. So at the same time, we used to prepare the budgets and forecasts to understand the business trends and analysis. So budget, it is going for longer duration. It is going to be the predictions for the next year information. When it comes to forecast, it is near future information. So in this quarter, we have this much sales, and the next quarter, how much we can expect. So that kind of information we are going to prepare in forecast. So using planning, we are going to prepare budget information, the predictions, and we are going to prepare forecast, and finally we are going to achieve, there is a concept called variance analysis. So we are going to compare the budgets and forecasts with the actual data, and we are going to make sure whether we are reaching to budgets or forecasts. If we are not able to reach, so what could be the reason we need to identify. If we are able to reach, we are going to identify the successful criteria. So these kind of activities we are going to achieve in Hyperion Planning. Strategic Finance and Performance Scorecard, these two are the tools which are not being used in the market much. Again, using these tools, we can do the financial analysis. And when it comes to Essbase, Hyperion Essbase, this is the first module which is introduced by Hyperion company, and after that Hyperion has been acquired by Oracle company. Now we are going to call it as Oracle Hyperion Essbase. So Hyperion, it's not a technology, it's a company name. So when it comes to Essbase, we have a concept called multidimensionality. Before Hyperion coming into the picture, we are going to store the data in a table format where it is going to have row and column, where we can input the data, the intersection of row and column. But when Hyperion coming into the picture, we are going to store the information in multi-dimensional manner, where we can input the data for more than two-member combination that we are going to achieve in Hyperion area. I just want to show you what is this multi-dimensionality. So you can see here there is a cube structure, and in cube structure you can see different information. So here you can see sales and cost of goods sold. These two members belongs to some accounting information, sales of a particular product, cost of a particular product. And you can see the entity structure or the market structure, like we have Delhi, Mumbai, and you can see the period structure, January, February, and we have different kinds of data, actual and budget. And this information, it is going to be with specific to a particular product. One is tire and the one is crank. These two are the different products. Now, in this example, we are going to store the data here. This is the place where we are going to store the data. This is not the data of Delhi and actual. This is the data. It is a sales value which has taken place in the month of Delhi, which has taken place in the location called Delhi, and it's the actual data. It has taken place in the month of January, and this is relating to a particular product. So using Hyperion, we are going to store the data for more than two-member combination. That is what multidimensionality. In multidimensionality, we are going to input the data for more than two-member combination. So it has a lot of advantages. If I input or if I store the data in multidimensionality, at any point of time, I can enable or I can analyze the data in different perspectives. In this example, at any point of time, I can see the total sales of a particular product. I can see the sales of particular location, okay, sales of all the products, and I can see the actual data, and I can see the data specific to January. These kind of different views we can achieve if I store the information in multidimensionality. So this concept, okay, it is introduced in Hyperion Essbase. Before Hyperion Essbase coming into the picture, we are going to store the data into RDBMS, where it is going to have the tables, and table is going to contain row and column. Now, using multidimensionality, we are going to store the information in a hierarchy. I just want to show you one sample hierarchy. What is hierarchy? You can see year is a hierarchy, product is a hierarchy, and region is a hierarchy. Under year, we are going to have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. We are going to input the data at January and February and March level, and we can see the summary of the information at quarter 1 level, and I can see the summary of the information quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4 at year level. Similar to that product, similar to that region. I can input data at Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, and I can see the summary of the value at north, and I can input the data Bangalore, Mysore, and I can see the summary of the information at south. The summary of south and north I can see at a common parent level. So in normal English, we are going to call it as a hierarchy. When it comes to Hyperion area, we are going to call it as a dimension. Dimension is nothing but it's a top member in the hierarchy, and it is going to have a number of levels, and each level is associated with a certain member, like quarter 1 or January, February, March, and each member it is going to have certain number of attributes. So if I want to build multidimensionality, I need to identify the dimensions or the hierarchies which are required for the business, and then I need to build the hierarchies. From there I need to load the data. After that we are going to execute some calculations, and finally we are going to get the summary of the information which is required for the business. This is the brief information on Essbase part. Okay. Now the first section, it is talking about the financial analytical tools. When it comes to second section, we have reporting and analysis. We have interactive reporting, web analysis, financial reporting, and SPR production reporting. These are all different reporting tools. Using these reporting tools, we can connect to Essbase, or we can connect to planning, or we can connect to financial management, and we can fetch the data, and we can do some formatting, which is going to improve the more readability, and we can route to the printer to get hard copies, or we can generate a soft copy and we can distribute to interested parties. So that activity we can achieve using reporting and analysis. So here we are not going to do any data manipulation. We are just going to retrieve the data, and we are going to improve the readability, and we are going to do some formatting, and we are going to generate soft copies and hard copies, and we have one more functionality called scheduling. Without having any manual intervention, we can schedule these reports. These reports are going to run on a particular schedule, and it can distribute the reports to the interested parties as a soft copy or a hard copy. So that activity we can achieve in reporting and analysis. Because if I do not have the reports, because if I am working with Essbase or planning or financial management, if I am a technical consultant, I can understand because I can access financial management, planning or Essbase. Even the financial experts who are responsible for this reporting activity, even they can understand because they will be having access to these reporting tools and financial analytical tools. But when it comes to the top management or middle management, whoever is interested to understand the business analysis, they cannot get the information unless we route to the soft copy or hard copy. So that we are going to achieve using reporting and analysis. Out of these tools, financial reporting, that is called HFR in short form, that is widely used. You can find out of 100 projects, 95 projects are being used with financial reporting. And when it comes to data management, we have DRM, data relationship management. We have DIM, data integration management, and we have financial data quality management. And there is one more module called ODI, Oracle Data Integrator. So these modules, data relationship management, it is purely connected with hierarchies or the dimensions. It is not going to have the connectivity with numeric data. And financial data quality management, in short form, you can call it as FDM or FDQM. And there is one more module called ODI, Oracle Data Integrator. Using these modules, you can connect to different ERP systems and some customized accounting systems, and you can get the data, and you can load data into financial management or Essbase. So these tools, it is going to have the functionality of ETL tools like Informatica or some other tools. So what exactly these tools are going to do? These tools are going to get the data from different ERPs, and it's going to load the data into HFM or planning or Essbase. Why we need to have these data loading tools? Because Hyperion financial analytical tools, financial management, planning or Essbase, these are all not transaction processing systems. Transaction processing is going to happen at ERP level or some accounting systems. We are going to get the summary of the information. That summary of the information we are going to load. We are going to load using these modules. And this data loading activity, it's a recurring activity, and we need to automate this process. Like, we are not going to do this activity manually. The users, the financial experts, where they are going to get the data from ERP systems, and they are going to give the data as an input to the financial data quality management. And this FDM, it is going to convert the file into the compatibility format of financial management or planning or Essbase, and then it loads into financial management or Essbase. So using these data loading tools, it can accept different formats as an input, and it can convert into the compatible format of the target system. It can be HFM or Essbase. So we are going to automate the data loading activity using these data loading tools. And when it comes to foundation services, we have two modules. One is shared services, another one is module. So using shared services, it is going to take care of users, groups, and their access related information. If I want to work with Hyperion, my user ID and password should present with shared services. Then only I can access HFM or planning or Essbase or even reporting tool or data loading tool. So this is the place where we are going to handle users, groups, and what kind of access they are going to have. And when it comes to SmartView, it's an Excel integration. Using Microsoft Office Excel, you can connect any one of these modules, and you can fetch the data, and you can modify the data, and you can submit changes back to HFM system or Essbase system. So most of the end users, because in any projects you can find 4 or 5 technical people, and you can expect around 100 to 150 end users. So end users are comfortable with Excel, so they will be connecting all these modules using SmartView, and they are going to complete their financial analysis, data submissions or data corrections, these kind of activities they are going to achieve using SmartView. And we have one more module called Workspace. It's a web-enabled mechanism. We are going to pass a particular URL, and using that URL, okay, we can connect financial management or Essbase, or we can connect financial data quality management or financial reporting, all these modules, anywhere in the world, provided once we connect to the client network, we can connect to all these modules and we can complete our activity. So if anybody want to start their career in Hyperion area, they need to have an idea on complete life cycle. They need to know at least one financial analytical tool. It can be HFM or Essbase or planning. These two are integrated, and they need to have an idea on one reporting tool, and they need to know one data loading tool. And shared services and SmartView is common whether you learn any module. So generally, I used to suggest, okay, the people who are completely new to Hyperion area, I'll ask them to go for 2 combinations. If they are working in India, they can go for one combination, that is HFM, Hyperion Financial Management, and FDM, it's a data loading tool, and HFR, it's a reporting tool. And SmartView and shared services are common, whatever the module you are going to learn. So I'll suggest them to go with one combination. So along with this, we are going to teach you SmartView, and we are going to teach you shared services. And this module will go for all the modules, okay? It will go for 50 hours training. And we have one more combination, Essbase, planning, and HFR, Hyperion Financial Reporting, and FDM or ODI. These two are the data loading tools. This combination will go for 60 hours training. Any doubts or clarifications as of now? Lakshmi, Sharma, Anusha, any doubts or clarifications? Are you able to follow me?
Yes, it's fine.
Yes.
Okay. So this is about the product orientation. Now,
So
yeah, please go ahead.
Can you teach ODI along with HFM, or it's only a combination with just Essbase?
Yeah, if you require, yes, we can teach you ODI also in this combination.
Okay.
But
So
it's
is
not
it
part
getting
of the
really
combination
easy?
what generally we used to give, because most of the HFM projects,
No.
they are
What
supported
do
with
you?
FDM.
Oh, okay, that's what I mean.
So that is the reason we are going to cover FDM as a part of HFM combination. And HFM is a different module, and FDM is a different module. HFR is a different module, and Essbase is a different module, and planning is a different module. But planning doesn't have any storage capacity. Planning data will go and sit into Essbase. If anybody wants to learn planning, they need to have an idea on Essbase, because whatever we are going to create, the components relevant to the planning, the components will go and sit into Essbase also. We need to have an idea on Essbase as well.
Okay.
And we are going to have, if it is weekend session, we are planning to have 10 to 1. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, it will be 4 hours, 4 hours, 8 hour session. And if I'm going to do on weekdays, okay, that is going to start Monday to Friday, it is daily 1.5 hour session. So it will be, we are going to cover 5 days, 5 hours, and it will be 2.5 hours, it will be around 7.5 hour session. So we are going to cover the same kind of syllabus in weekend and weekdays. Now coming to the course content, okay, I'll just show you what kind of course content we are going to cover. It is the course content given by the product owner, Oracle. So I'll just brief you on the course content part, okay. When it comes to HFM, okay, one by one, we are going to cover starting from the architecture. We are going to cover the basics, and we are going to understand the dimensionality and how to build the dimensionality and how to load the dimensionality into application. And then we are going to understand how to create a connectivity between the dimensionality, and then we are going to cover how to load the data. And after that, we are going to discuss there are some components called task list and data forms, how to work with the task list and data forms. Task list is nothing but it is going to have the list of the tasks, and using data forms we can view data and we can modify data and we can run consolidations, translations. And we are going to understand how to work with the data grids. Again, we are going to view the data and modify the data, and we have some features as similar as data grid and data form. And we are going to understand how to work with the member list. Member list is nothing but regrouping the existing members. And we are going to understand how to work with intercompany transactions. There is a concept called intercompany transactions. As a part of consolidation, we are going to eliminate the intercompany profit or loss that we are going to achieve as a part of intercompany transactions. And we are going to work with journals. In Hyperion area, we are going to have month closing and quarter closing and year closing activities. As a part of these activities, we are supposed to load the journals to correct the data. So we are going to understand how to work with journals. And we are going to understand how to run the consolidations, where we can see the summary of the information. And we are going to understand there is a concept called process management, okay, where the users are going to certify the data is correct. And we are going to work with the smart view, and we are going to work with the rules part, business rules, where we are going to customize the existing tool functionality that we are going to achieve using the business rules. So this is with respect to the HFM part. And this duration, it will go for 28 to 30 hours. And when it comes to Essbase, so we are going to cover these topics: Essbase overview and how to work with the applications and dimensions, and then how to build all the member properties, and how to build the hierarchies, and how to load the data, and how to work with the smart view. And we are going to understand in detail discussion and calculation, how to write the calculations and how to work with calculations. And we are going to understand different dimension types like attribute dimensions, standard dimensions. And we are going to understand there is a concept called partition. Using this, we can access data from one database to another database. And we are going to cover security, how to work with the Essbase security. And we are going to understand different kinds of buffers or the caches which are available in Essbase. We are going to understand backup and recovery process. And we have a scripting language called Maxell. Using this, we can automate the process. We are going to understand the Maxell scripting part. And when it comes to planning, we are going to cover these things, okay? Planning, orientation, we are going to understand the dimensionality. We are going to understand how to build the dimensions manually using outline load utility. And we are going to understand how to load the data into planning using the rule files. and we are going to understand how to work with the security. We have a component called data farm where we can view the data in web. We are going to understand how to work with data farms and how to work with the data. And we have a concept called business rules. We are going to understand how to customize the planning, and we are going to understand there is a concept called workflow or process. We are going to understand that. And finally, we are going to see how we can generate various kinds of reports, the planning kind of reports. So this is what we are going to cover in planning part. And when it comes to financial reporting, we are going to cover how to generate various kinds of reports, how to format various kinds of reports, different options available in the reporting part. So these are all the topics we are going to cover as a part of reporting area. We are going to share this information and you can have it for the reference. And when it comes to FDM, we are going to cover how to create a connectivity between the source and target machines, how to create the import format, and how to work with the mappings, and how to create locations, how to create control tables, and how to load the data, and how to set up some validation rules, and how to automate this batch loading process using batch loader, and how to load the journals, and how to load data for single period and multiple periods. These kind of activities we are going to achieve using FDM part. So these are all the course content we are going to cover. As a part of training, it's a completely hands-on training. We are going to give a server access to you like this, and we are going to teach the training on the latest version which is available in the market, 11.1.2.3. You will be given access to the server. You can access all Hyperion components and you can do the practice on daily basis, and you can get clarified whenever you have anything. And we are going to share some exercises where it is going to give you the real-time scenarios kind of activity, and with that information, no, like you can get the complete exposure of hands-on. And whatever we are doing here, the same kind of activities we are going to do in reality, in real-time projects, because we are not going to run any sample data. We are going to get some data which is going to give you the real-time exposure of all Hyperion modules. So this is how we are going to deliver the training as a part of training activity. Any questions or clarifications? And we are going to share the theoretical materials and the practice materials which are required to complete.
I just have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead, Lakshmi. Yeah, please go ahead, Lakshmi. Lakshmi, I'm not able to hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you brief me like what exactly is the difference between the previous versions and the latest version? I mean, what are...
There are some additional features in the latest version, and those some of the bugs are available in the previous versions. Those are all fixed in the latest version, and the look
Can
and
you hear
feel
me?
is completely different, and there are some navigation changes, but the basic functionality there is no much change, but it has some additional features. Maybe we can understand in detail when we do the training, because even if I explain the features what we have in the latest version, maybe you cannot compare. Maybe as a part of training, no, definitely we are going to cover the difference between the older version and the new version. But the core thing is it has some additional features, and the look and feel and navigation has changed, and some of the bugs which are there in the older version, it has been fixed in the latest version, and the more integration part has improved in the latest version. Yeah, Sharma, do
Yeah,
you
I
have
have a
any
question.
questions?
Yeah, like are we also going to have the installations for our local machine so that we can practice afterwards?
Yes, we can do the installation. It is not part of the training, and
Okay.
installation can be done. provided if you have 8 GB RAM in your laptops, because the latest version requires minimum 8 GB RAM, and if you have 8 GB RAM in your laptops, yes, we are going to provide you installation. It is not part of the training, it is chargeable.
Okay. And the server which you will be giving us access, how long will be able to access this, like till which
This
period?
server you can access during the training part. You will be having access to the server. Even after training,
Okay.
we can give you the access for 2 more weeks where you can do your practice, and we can extend the server access on request basis. If there is a valid reason, if you are not able to complete the practice.
Okay.
So any other questions? And the original training, no, we are going to start from next week for the weekend batch, and the regular batches we are going to start after 10 days, because we have 3 more people due to some urgency. They are not able to join this weekend. They would like to join from next weekend. So the weekend batch we are going to start from next weekend, and we are going to start from morning 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. That is the weekend batch, and the regular training will be starting after 15 days. Training installation, it is not part of this training. There is a separate course called infrastructure analyst course. If it is required, yes, we can give you the training on infrastructure as well, where we are going to cover the entire infrastructure, how to do the infrastructure, how to optimize, how to do the performance tuning on infrastructure level. Okay, that's a completely different course where it is 25 hours training. So that's a different module. If you are interested to learn, yes, we are going to cover that part, but it's not part of these regular training. We are going to give you the basic installation information as a part of regular training, and we cannot do the installation as a part of training, but we'll give you the prerequisites and how to do the installation, and we'll explain you what kind of components are required. That we are going to cover as a part of training. Yeah, yes, you are allowed to do the installation your own. Okay, we can give you the support also if you are doing installation your own, and we can work with you to resolve your issues. So any other questions or clarifications?
Like I want to learn only planning as of now, and that too in a regular like weekday batch. So when can I expect it to start?
The planning part you can expect somewhere in the next week. We'll update you 2 days before. The timing for the planning at present we are running with 8:30 to 10 o'clock. The time is fine to you?
Yes, that time suits. Can I join the existing batch itself?
Yes, yes, you can join. Like once we are done with, we are running with Essbase now. We just completed building hierarchies, and we are about to discuss the calculation scripts. Maybe we are going to complete this Essbase batch in the coming week. So that time we are going to invite you for the planning part.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, then if you have any questions, please reach me on my mobile. Please reach me by mail. We'll clarify you. And you can, people are interested for weekend batch, we can start from next weekend. And people are interested in regular batch, we are going to start in 15 days. So we'll update you the timings, and we'll send you the invite to you. And you can attend a couple of classes, and then you can release the payment. No need to pay initially.
Can I get your contact details? I don't think I have yours.
You can reach me on my mobile number. It is 966 303 4204, and you can reach me on my personal mail ID sudhakar.contact@gmail.com, and you can see the complete information www.techthinkerslab.com. This is my website where you can find the complete information of Tech Thinkers Lab with all the contacts. So we have classroom
Okay,
trainings
can you-
and we have online trainings. The people who are located in Bangalore, they can come for the classroom training if they are nearer to my location. The people who are connected from across the world, okay, they can connect from different places. US people, you can reach me on US number during working hours. And you can reach me on this number, or you can reach me on this number. You can see the latest updates in blog where it has the training details and opportunities and FAQs and everything you can get from this in the blog.
Okay.
And rest of the information, okay, if you want to see the course content, it is available, and you can see all the information from this site also. So I'm going to take care of all the modules. We do not have any other person. Myself, I'm the trainer, and I'm the owner for the TTL as well. So we are going to have the dedicated training till you get expertise.
Okay.
And you can send to your communication to